just walking down the street and I came across these tiles on the side of this building, and what's really interesting is the way that the glaze has cracked and aged. I'm going to try and capture these in all of their aged glory on my phone. Now, just opening up the camera app, I think the key to this is trying to get a nice steady shot that's not going to be too skewed, and it's going to be nice and sharp. Now, my technique here involves two hands to try and make sure the shot is as stable and as straight as it can be. I've got my other hand and I'm resting that against the wall with my fingers, and then just touching the edge of the phone here, the frame of the phone. I obviously don't want my fingers in the shot, but that's just giving me an extra point of stability. So just frame up with the edge of the tile in there first of all. Let's try and get a bit of lock there. Okay, so let's just try a couple of those. Now I've got the grid lines on, which are kind of helpful, but what you don't want to do is to be too kind of skewed left or right. You want to try and be as straight on as possible. Okay, so that's the 1x lens. This phone's got a couple of other lenses. Here we go. I'm on the 2x option at the moment, and what this has done is focus, well, it's punched right in, and I'm now able to get the details on this tile where it's all the glazing has cracked in a very interesting way. And we can see where there've been, I don't know, where those little stone chips have gone and just smashed through the glazing, but it's that detail that I'm really keen to capture. I'm, for now, framing the white, well, grout or whatever it is out. Okay. Maybe it's a case of hunting down some interesting bits. There we go. So I know I'm trying to frame that white grout out, but that detail in the middle of the shot's quite intriguing. What I can do is just maybe just experiment with a composition. So I see I'm putting it on the intersection of the third lines there, so it's very non-symmetrical, but maybe interesting as a result. There we go. One more thing to try. Now, your phone may have a macro mode, and if you have got that, then it's definitely worth using it for this kind of shot. So I'm going to go over here. They call it ultra macro on this phone, and what that lets me do is get much closer into my subject. Look how close I am. It actually says at the top there, photograph from 4 centimeters away for best results. So again, what I'm doing, I can now put both hands actually resting them on the wall on these tiles. And really control how stable the phone is. Something I'm not so keen on actually is this reflection, because these tiles are quite reflecty. So I'm just going to angle down a little bit and try and crop some of that reflection out. Again, focus on your points of interest. Have a look around with your eyes. It's all good looking through the viewfinder, but look with your eyes and then move the camera to it. Let me just see if I can get this composition to work again. There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. Right, got a few options there. Let's see which ones came out best. The funny thing about this shot is that it's not quite as well aligned as I'm sure it was when I saw it in the viewfinder. Nevertheless, a little bit of cropping here, and this is a kind of promising shot in many ways. It's nice, you can see what it is. I think that's the thing. You know now that it's a brick-shaped tile, yet you can still see the detail. I guess there's quite a lot going on there, but that, in this case, makes it quite interesting. I like that. Let's see what the others are like, though. This shot was taken using the macro lens on the phone, and I'm not totally enamored with it. I can see I was trying to make it interesting, and I was using the rule of thirds as a guide, and I brought in the white lines and tried to find that little point of interest. And in principle, I can see what I was trying to do, but when you take a step back and look at the image as a whole, it doesn't really work because this is a slightly reflective surface. It's quite punishing. So nice idea, the right idea, but maybe not the right subject here. With this shot, I use the zoom lens on the phone and manage to crop out the edges of the brick to capture the detail. And I really like this for a number of reasons. First of all, it's nice and sharp. Most importantly for me, it looks like something other than what it actually is. This could be the veins on a leaf in the summer, or it could be the view out of the window of an aeroplane as you're flying over some green fields. It lets my imagination work, and as a viewer I might need to look 2 or 3 times to try and work out what this actually is. That makes it interesting. That's why it's my favourite.